What's up, guys? We're back again. We have a part 2 video of our CGC submission. Now, all these cards are pretty much friends of mine. So we are going to go through pretty quickly because there's over 50 cards in this stack. The last video, if you guys haven't seen that, were just my cards. We had about 15 or 16 cards. This one is at least 4 times the amount. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Let me take some off the top here just to see where we're at. Now, as I said in my last video, I pretty much use PSA for most cards. Anything WotC, I go through PSA or Japanese. And this sub with my friends, you'll see a little bit different, kind of a mix of stuff. So either way, all the cards look pretty good. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We have a Mint 9 Pikachu from McDonald's set. This is kind of something we touched on in the last video, how it sucks that you get two 9.5s and two 9s, and then they round it down for the 9. Makes more sense for like quality control or making the 9.5 more rare, especially when they first opened up. I feel like everything got a 9.5. Here we actually have the middle ground where we got an 8.5, but it still stayed true to the 9 because we got 9.5s outweighing the 8.5. So yeah, it's pretty much hard to say. I mean, 9.5s in CGC are pretty much like PSA 10s for right now anyways. This is 2021. And these were sent in the middle summer of 2021. So overall, I mean, that's kind of what you're expecting. We do have two Mint 9 Charmanders, which are pretty nice. Got some residue left over on the Charmander. But yeah, guys, overall, CGC is kind of more strict on their grading. There is an abundance of 9.5s there, especially early on when CGC started. But they were trying to compete, I feel like, and a lot of those cards were modern being sent in, and pretty much very good quality. Here we have a few Pikachus from the General Mills cereal boxes. The Sequin Hollow, that's a really cool hollow pattern there. And we got one more of those guys with the 25th anniversary stamp on there. And this one we actually have a Black Star promo from Darkness Ablaze, one of the blister, which is the same artwork, but this is more the classic hollow pattern there. And it is a Black Star promo. So there we have those guys. Let's go ahead and get another stack here. Now these guys are really interesting. I might actually hit him up for some of these. But we have a Sun and Moon promo, 20th anniversary rather, Red's Pikachu. Now this is a full art holo card. I love the way this looks. It really shines through. This is just really unfortunate that the surface got an 8 because we had 10 corners, 10 edges centering a 9, and just really brutal CGC being on the 0.5 system. Because this guy was really close to at least having a 9. The surface was a little better. Maybe there was a scratch we missed, but this guy could have very well been a 9.5 or a 10 if the surface was a little better. So gonna have to look that one over. Maybe they saw something we didn't, but that one is really brutal. And there actually might be a little mark above the hat there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but maybe a little indentation right there above the HP. So maybe that is what took it off, but man, figured we would have caught that, you know, sending that in. So unfortunate there. Let's go ahead and see what else we got. I said I was going to go through these pretty quickly, but if there's something like that that really stands out, we'll take a look at it because that's what we're about here on this channel. It's more about the information and everything. And yeah, maybe some of these I'll do a little closer video for you guys just to kind of show you more stuff about the grading process and stuff that you guys might miss. These two Charizards were from the Pokemon Center Buy a Pack promo. They're pretty cheap. They are SM143. So be sure to check that out, or SP promo 143. So really cool artwork on those. I actually graded a couple of those myself. But these cards coming up here in this little stack is some pretty awesome cards. So here we have an XY break promo for the Pokemon Center 20th anniversary. It got a 9.5, so really strong card here. This one was actually a surprise to him because I think he picked this up loose from somebody and was really not expecting such a good grade, considering some of these other ones he sent in where he bought straight from the source. And this is a really cool looking card. I might be interested in this card myself. Might have to let him know. And then we have a cool Pokemon Center Sapporo reopening Sun and Moon promo number 5. This is just a really cool artwork. It's got that Pokemon Center Sapporo stamp on there. Kind of similar to this one, but this one's more of a generic Pokemon Center stamp. But yeah, really cool card here. I love that artwork. Moving on, we have a Kanazawa Pikachu Pokemon Center Kanazawa opening. This is the celebratory card during the opening of Kanazawa, and just a really cool artwork to this card. We actually have 2 of those, and they all were the same grades across the board. Centering, surface, corners all got a 9.5. The edges got a 9, unfortunately. Might have to take a closer look at that. Either way, it would have been a 9.5 if the edges were a little better. But just gotta love that artwork. I love that Kanazawa artwork. Moving on, we have Pikachu, playing in the sea Pikachu, as a matter of fact. This is Sun and Moon 392 SMP promo. It's got the Pokemon Center stamp. This is a shiny summer pack purchase. So if you purchase a pack during the summertime, you get this card, and just a really cool card overall. Unfortunately, got a 9 on the surface and edges, so that really drug the card down quite a bit. However, we have another one. We have a Pokemon playing in the sea Pikachu, same card, 392. This is Shiny Summer Pack purchase once again, 9.5 on this one because our edges got a nice 10. So really cool premium right there, and just love the artwork of this card. This is probably going to be one that I have to pick up from my buddy, and yeah, just a really cool card overall. Moving on, we are going to be moving a little faster, but first off, we're going to be checking out the Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno GX Black Star promos, Hidden Fates, Elite Trainer Box. It's got a 9.5. These are really cool because it's kind of hard to get these grades on those ETB promos because they bounce around quite a bit. But as you can see, we got 2 of those and the exact same subgrades on both. So really cool card to have, just a really cool artwork. And that artwork will be iconic for years to come. It is going to be great. Here we have a Hidden Fates 10 Charizard 8.5. I think he pretty much sent in anything Charizard or anything that meant kind of, you know, special memory to him. He kind of came in with Hidden Fates. And so a lot of these cards you'll see, you might be wondering why those were sent in, such as these 10 cards. But they are just really meaningful to someone that came in through the hobby. You know, around that time, it was just such a magical time for Pokemon. Hidden Fates was going crazy. Here we actually have a 3rd Raichu GX from the 10s. And it actually got an 8.5, which is unfortunate, but we got 2 9s there. So yeah, it's just really such a magical time for Pokemon when all this stuff was taken off. This, I know he just sent in because the artwork is so cool. I love this artwork as well. It is an Espeon and Deoxys GX from a Tag Team Powers collection. This came in one of those bigger boxes, and this was the promo card. I think you actually got a oversized card of this as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, very, very cool card overall, and I just love the artwork there. All right, let's see what we got coming up next. We got some more Hidden Fate stuff. You know what? Let me just take a handful and see where we go. These are going to be more kind of rapid fire unless we see something special. 9.5s across the board for the Shining Fates Elite Trainer Box Eevee. We have a Elite Trainer Box Eevee. Once again, this one actually got a 10 on the corners, but a 9 centering. Coming up next, we got Butterfree V-Max from Darkness Ablaze. Very cool card. One of his favorite Pokemon is Butterfree, so you will see a few Butterfree coming up. Right here, we have the normal Butterfree V Full Art from Darkness Ablaze once again. It unfortunately got a 9 with that 8.5 centering, so that's kind of brutal. With this, you can definitely see left to right shift. This border is much less than the left side, so unfortunately that one makes sense. We do have a Hidden Fates Mewtwo GX Full Art. This guy is really cool card. I love that holo for the Hidden Fates. That wavy holo is just really cool. Will be iconic in the TCG for years to come. This one got a 9.5 with a centering on a 9. Not quite sure if I see that right away. I had to take a closer look at that card. Moving on, we have a normal Eevee from Hidden Fates holo. Once again, Eevee, and you know, some of these cards are just so iconic to him that he just wanted to get them graded just to have them encapsulated. CGC is the way to go with that, as PSA is just way too expensive nowadays. Excuse me. Then we have Giovanni's Exile. Hidden Fates Giovanni's Exile Full Art. This is number 67 of 68 from Hidden Fates. Very cool card. Very cool artwork for Giovanni. Then one of my favorite cards from Hidden Fates is actually Jesse and James. This is 68 out of 68. The centering on this guy got a 9. Once again, it's kind of hard to see the centering, but maybe there's a left shift to this. But this artwork is just so cool. I love this card, and just a very, very iconic card from Hidden Fates. One of my favorite artworks of all time for modern full art cards. I really don't like full art trainers, but this guy is always a blast to see. Moving on, we have Moltres Zapdos Articuno GX from Hidden Fates. This is 69 out of 68. This is the first rainbow rare. This got a 9 on the centering. Once again, centering is kind of brutal. This one you can kind of see like a upward shift of the card on the back. Moving on, we got some shinings, some baby shinings from Hidden Fates. We got the iconic Charmander. This is my favorite baby shiny out of the whole set. I just love how he's posed. Next up, we got the Charmeleon, 8.5. We got an 8 on the centering once again. Centering on these cards were just not the best. Moving on, let's see what we got here. We got a Froakie from Hidden Fates, one of his favorite Pokemon once again. Froakie is such a cute card. This is SV11, and it got a 9. Got a couple 9s on the centering and the surface there. Moving on, we have some amazing rares. We have Kyogre, amazing rare from Shining Fates. I love how this card looks in the CGC case. It just looks awesome in here, guys. Just the way the holo is and everything just looks great. 9.5s across the board. Next up, we have a Veltal from Shining Fates. This is amazing rare. This is one of my favorite color combos. I just love how the rainbow pops off of the dark of the card. Just a really cool card overall. 9.5s across the board, except centering once again. Centering is what killing most of these cards. Moving on, we have Birdkeeper from Shining Fates Full Art Trainer. Got a 9 on the centering once again. Now here we actually got a 9.5 centering on the Shining Fates Alcremie V-Max. Maybe because you can't see the border as well. Maybe that had a good thing going for this card. But yeah, for the Alcremie V-Max Shining Fates, we got a 9 on the surface in this case. Moving on, another favorite Pokemon of theirs was a Grookey. Grookey Shining Fates Holo was an easy grade for them going with CGC. This one actually got an 8 on the edges. So the edges might not be as good as some of the other cards. Maybe you can see something right around here. I'm going to have to take a closer look at that one. But yeah, Grookey from Shining Fates, bringing in the 8.5. Then we have another Grookey, 9.5. So he's going to be happy with this one. A 9 on the surface. Kind of stinks. We couldn't get another 10 or another 9.5. But like I said, in another card, we're going to have 2 10s just to bring this up to a 10. It's kind of weird how they do the grades. You basically need 3 10s and a 9.5 to be considered a 10 at all. So next up we have Score Bunny. Score Bunny is a really cool card. Once again, Shining Fates. This is 9s across the board with an 8 edges. So some of these Shining Fates baby shinies have some really rough edges, I guess. This centering looks kind of off to me compared to those other cards that got dinged higher for centering. But maybe the back's okay. So not really sure what's up with that one. Moving on, let's see. Let's do 2 more cards here. 3 more cards, 4 more cards. I'm trying to see here. All right, 4 more cards for the English side. Then we have some more Japanese stuff coming up. We have Rillaboom V, full art, 10 on the corners. We have Lapras V, Shining Fates coming up. We have 9 on the centering here. Really dragging that down, unfortunately. Ditto V-Max. This is one of my favorite full art cards from the Shining Fates. Ditto V-Max is just such an iconic card. Takes up nearly the whole card. It's the only V-Max that doesn't really look, over the top or silly to me. I just really love the way this looks. Too bad we couldn't get another 9.5 on the centering or surface. I don't know. Centering on this card looks pretty darn good. There's not much border to work with on the front, but maybe the back gets shifted a little bit. Really unfortunate we couldn't squeeze out a 9.5, especially because this guy right here is another 9.5. Now, this centering does look off because it's kind of shifted to the left. However, that other one looks really good. You can kind of tell right here on the sides at the very bottom. But very sparkly card. Too bad we couldn't get that in a 9.5. Now, coming up, we have some Japanese cards. We have Shiny Star V cards. These are the amazing rares. Now, these are known to be pretty good quality, a little better quality than English cards, so we might see a few higher grades. That is a 9.5 on the Reshiram, and we actually have 2 more Reshiram amazing rares from Shiny Star V. These are not 9.5s, but they all got dinged. 8.5 on the corners here, 8.5 on the edges here, so really unfortunate for that. Here we have another amazing rare, Kyogre. This is similar to the one in English that we just had, but this one got an 8.5, 8 on the edges. Moving on, we have a Gengar from Shiny Star V. This is me and his favorite holo from the whole set. So this was an easy card to grade, even though it is a normal holo. Really cool to have this card encapsulated. We got an 8.5 on the centering, unfortunately, but overall, very cool card there. Now we're coming in. We got this many cards to go. I know, there's a lot of cards here, guys. But moving on, we got Dragapult B-Max from Shiny Star V. Really love the artwork there. I think he pretty much sent in all his V-Maxes and all his amazing rares from the set. So we have a Veltal B, 9.5, really cool card. 9.5s across the board, it looks like. Here we have another Veltal V, or Shiny Star V, rather, amazing rare, 9.5. This one had 2 10s, but the surface actually got a 9, so really cool grade there. Almost squeezed out a 10 on that one. We have a 9.5 Eternatus V-Max from Shiny Star V. 2 9.5s across the board there. This guy here is another one, but we got a 9 on the edges. Still brought it up to a 9.5 with that 10 on centering. Maybe because you can't really tell what's going on with the card. But yeah, some of those cards have that going for them with the artwork. Here we have a Ditto V-Max, Shiny Star V. 8.5 on the edges. Really disappointing that this one couldn't get a 9.5. But yeah, we'll see how that goes on some of these other ones. We have a Shiny Star V Galarian Mr. Mime. Really cool card. Just cool artwork. I love the way this guy looks for his Galarian form. 8.5 on the surface, unfortunately. That really brought that card down. However, on the Galarian Obstagoon, we have a near 10. We got 10 on the corners, but overall at 8.5. Really cool looking card once again. I like the white shiny. I don't know if you guys can see that on both of these cards. They got really white, silvery, shiny background. And I just love the way that looks. Moving on, we got the last 4 cards. One of them being Eternatus V-Max Shiny Star V. This is the black and gold card. Really, really, really love the way these look. I was really disappointed they picked the Eternatus, though, because he's just kind of a cluster of a Pokemon. Can't even tell what's going on in this card, but otherwise looks really cool with the black and yellow. 9.5, 9 on the centering is what drug that down. You can definitely tell on this one, though, it's kind of shifted to the right if you look right here at the lower borders. But yeah, moving on. Got 3 more cards, guys. We got a Crowbat V-Max. Lots of sparkly happening in this card. We have a Surface 9. Unfortunately, I don't really know how they can tell. I mean, I'm going to have to look at these closer. But, yeah, just so much sparkle happening. It's really easy to miss some of the surface stuff in these cards. Moving on, we have a Toxicity V. This is one of my favorite cards of the set. One of my favorite Pokemon of the newer gen Pokemon over the last few years. 8.5 on the centering. Once again, you can definitely tell this one shifted to the right a little bit. Really unfortunate that a lot of these were hit with the centering, and a lot of these came out of booster boxes straight to a sleeve. So some of the other dings are stuff we might have to look at. But as you guys know, centering can be something out of the box, so really unfortunate for some of these. Toxicity V-Max, Shiny Star V, Full Art. This is the last card of the submission. Really close to a 10. It's all about the edges on this one, getting a 9. But yeah, overall, very cool card. One of my favorite cards of the Shiny Star V set. Once again, I have a nice little selection of cards that I love. But these last 2 are mostly because of the Pokemon itself. I love Toxicity. I think it's one of the more iconic designs of the newer Pokemon. And yeah, definitely does not disappoint. But yeah, anyway, I think we're at 23 minutes of this video, guys. So what are you doing? What are you doing still watching this? We'll see you in the next one. Peace.